The man is so wishy-washy and spineless that he doesn't just flip-flop, he flip-flops and then backflips without any logical, rational explanation other than political expediency. As a result, he has single-handedly managed to alienate just about everyone he needs in his quixotic effort to become president. Consider the following. Now, there are at least 40 separate work discrimination and sexual harassment cases that he has settled at his company, all of them sealed by a non-disclosure agreement preventing the women from speaking. To her credit, Elizabeth Warren, like a high school principal dressing down a juvenile, went up one side of Bloomberg and down the other. Take a look.
Mr. Mayor, are you willing to release all of those women from those non-disclosure agreements so we can hear their side of the story?
None of them accused me of doing anything other than maybe they didn't like a joke I told. And let me just point out,
wow.
There's agreements between two parties that wanted to keep it quiet, and that's up to them. They signed those agreements, and we'll live with it.
Well, apparently his handlers decided he couldn't live with it and that his muzzling and then refusing to release the women from these agreements would not stand. So, according to the Washington Post, though, Bloomberg has for years battled women's allegations of profane, sexist comments as he ran a company where the culture of sexual harassment and degradation of women appeared to be pervasive. The most high-profile case from a former saleswoman who sued Bloomberg, alleging he told her to, quote, kill it when he learned she was pregnant. The Post interviewed a former employee who witnessed that very conversation. Now, that kind of behavior has managed to tee off a lot of women in America.
He ain't in jail. R. Kelly is.
Bloomberg has since apologized for using stop and frisk at the time he
was
managing to alienate just about all of law enforcement and those who believe that, if handled correctly, stop and frisk was an effective crime-fighting tool.
No.
He was so unprepared for this question that is of particular interest to the African-American community and that he must court in his bid to be president that he stumbled and acted as though he never even expected the question.
Well, if I go back and look at my time in office, the one thing that I'm really worried about, embarrassed about, was how it turned out with stop and frisk.
And by the way, in that landmark decision versus Ohio,
hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. Just a little brain food for the public. If you don't, nobody else gonna get it.
Under stop and frisk, if the officer has a reasonable suspicion that the person
I just ask you people to wake up.
And that he may be armed.
R. Kelly,
what you should be even more worried about is the fact
Bill Cosby, you go on and on. But what about the dude that got AIDS and a TV show still running? And the people that Oprah hang out with, they never do stories on on white people. The white people that they deal with on a day-to-day basis within the company. We know why she won't do it. We know why Gail and Oprah won't do it. But we don't need that. Speaking for the public, they need to sit down and spread that money out. And subscribe.